Matt Walsh highlights why New Zealand is in such a dire mess. Firstly, please watch this short excerpt clip from the full video listed in the description below, which is a fantastic must-watch film by Matt Walsh regarding many things New Zealand and Māori. How New Zealand's parliament became a viral laughingstock.
Every once in a while, something happens in the parliament of a foreign country that, it's hard for us to ignore here in America. Maybe a lawmaker in Taiwan steals a bill and runs away with it in order to prevent it from being passed into law. That's something that's actually happened and was hilarious. Or maybe a member of parliament in India pepper sprays his colleagues when they don't vote the right way. Or maybe Italy's parliament descends into a bench-clearing brawl, which requires one politician to leave the chamber in a wheelchair. These are all well-documented incidents that may not always have a lot of direct relevance to us, but more often than not, at the very least, they're entertaining to watch. It's a whole genre on YouTube, actually, and it's a lot of fun. The viral moment that just took place in the Parliament of New Zealand, on the other hand, does have some relevance for Americans. It's one of the more important political stories of the year, in fact, even though it's taking place thousands of miles away from our borders. And in case you missed it, several politicians in New Zealand just broke out into a primal Stone Age war dance called the haka to protest a piece of legislation that's working its way through Parliament. They won't stop doing the chant, and eventually, because of that, Parliament has to be shut down entirely. The Maori were a violent, brutal people. They practiced cannibalism, many other forms of horrific brutality. But just because they made it to New Zealand a few hundred years before Europeans, we're supposed to see it as some great tragedy that the Europeans took over. In fact, we're supposed to blame Europeans for engaging in violent conquest over people who themselves engaged in even more violent conquest.
Thank you, Matt Walsh. WhangareiTim.